So someone recently asked, how do you display multi-tools on a budget? So that is what this video is about. And I've got several things off Amazon, and one that I built myself and one that I sort of stole from my wife. All right, so the first and my least liked item is actually this case from Amazon. And let's go ahead and just measure it real quick. So this case measures, it's about 10 inches by 7 inches, and it's about 3 inches thick. So what I did not realize is this only holds very small multi-tools. So this was marketed as a knife case, and I believe different times people use these to store multi-tools. So you can store things like the SOG Pocket Power Plier. That's essentially what this is. It's the Paladin version. So this is the Baron Sons, very small tool. This is almost like a Leatherman Micra, the Gerber version, the Schrade version, and then a SOG version of a very small, small keychain multi-tools. So those, if you have a bunch of small multi-tools, they fit very well in this. And then it has a divider. But if you notice, when you start trying to put, I think I was trying to put an Ozark Trail Multi-Force in there, and I ended up ripping some of the threads. So keep that in mind. It's a really nice case. It's very hard, and so it seems like it's pretty good protected. It's got a nice zipper. It comes in around the $16 to $20 mark, depending on which company you buy it from on Amazon. But unfortunately, it's more for your small multi-tools. Now, the next case that I like actually a lot better is this leather-like. So this is not leather. If you got this in leather, and run you around the $50 mark. But this is the leather-like. So it will come flat in a flat sheet. You just go ahead and snap it together. And then you can use this on top of a glass table, on top of furniture, so it doesn't scratch. And then you can store your multi-tools. And for size reference, this is the Ozark Trail Multi-Force, around the size of a Leatherman Wave. So that gives you a little bit idea of how this is. So in actuality, this is around 9 inches by 7 inches, and it's approximately 2 inches tall. So keep that in mind as well. And so for around the $15 mark, this is actually, I think, a pretty good deal. It's not too bad. There are ones with dividers. That's about the only other variant you can get. I mean, they do come in different shapes, but as far as the inside, usually it only comes in about one divider. So, but it is neat if you want to open display without a glass cover or anything, your multi-tool. Now, the next one, let's go ahead and look at this one, is actually a display case. And I put all my Victorinox and Wenger multi-tools in this one. And it actually is a really nice display case. This is marketed as a jewelry case. It comes in at $20, and it looks like wood. I think it's wood, or it's pretty close to wood. It seems like it's real wood. So it doesn't look like the fake cardboard stuff. And it actually has a felt pad that comes in a plastic pack, and then you put that inside. So for $20, I actually thought this was a really good bargain, and it's pretty neat. Now, I don't think it has a place. No, it doesn't have a place to hang this up on the wall. So this would be tabletop display. This is not for hanging on the wall or anything like that. I guess you could add attachments if you wanted to. Now, one of the things my wife had was actually this like shadow box. And so I actually ended up putting my lookalike Leatherman multi-tools in here. And it was just something she had maybe from Hobby Lobby. So even things like that you can get. And that actually does have knocking everything around here, it does actually have a stand, but it's sort of broken. It's seen a lot of abuse. But I just keep it out in my garage, actually. All right, now the next one is this, almost like a mini chest of drawers. It's like a very miniature set of chest of drawers. Let me pull this out here. So let's go ahead and measure this. This comes in surprisingly only at $35. So this is a pretty good deal off Amazon, 10.5 inches, and then it's around 11 inches tall, and it will have a depth of almost 8 inches. So right in here, I actually have stored, not these, I've already reviewed these, but I'm storing the multi-tools I have not yet reviewed on the channel. So this is a preview of some of the multi-tools coming up. And what I actually did was I got strips of felt from my local Walmart. And you can see this needs cut down a little bit. But most of these actually fit like so. And they make a really nice bottom to the drawer. And this again feels like real wood. So I'm not sure if they make these out of pallets or what, because you can't hardly get anything wood anymore. But that is, they have 4 drawers that you can display a fair amount of multi-tools in each drawer, unless you have almost 200 multi-tools like I do. So this is a really nice option as well. Now I'm sure some of you are not a huge fan of this almost like a oak style, and maybe you could paint it, but this is a pretty good option, again around $35, and I think that was with shipping included. So all those are really neat options. Now behind me on the shelf here, and I'll try to move this camera up just ever so slightly, I actually made a shelf, and it's actually 4 shelves high, and it's just a flat board with almost like yardstick thick. It's thicker than yardstick, but these braces right here are almost the depth of a yardstick, so the multi-tool just balances. And I just made a frame, and I went ahead, I'll go ahead and pan up a little bit here, and then you can see how I made the shelf right there. So that's, and I'm planning to stain that or paint that later on, but that's what I have just to store some of the multi-tools, and I like to see some of them out in the open. Now, one of the other things that is available are these display stands. So I'll put this display stand up here, and this is this great little tool that I reviewed recently. And you can get these display stands as well off Amazon. And I actually bought these off AliExpress, but they are also on Amazon. Try to leave a link to them as well. And I actually find them quite useful. Then you can store them in other spaces where you can't fit, you know, a big object like this. So I hope that's given you some ideas of how to store your multi-tools. Perhaps some of you have a collection that some of these would work better for than others. Some of you may need a lot of space. Some of you may only need like a small organizer like this, and that might fit your needs. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.